Have you ever looked at a picture and just wished it could move? I don't mean just a little wiggle, I mean a full-on living animation. What if you could take any picture of a character, click a button, and just like that, they're dancing or walking, looking completely and totally natural?
Well, guess what? That's not science fiction anymore. It is happening right now, all thanks to a really groundbreaking AI framework called UniAnimate. And today, we're going to dive deep into the research and figure out how it pulls off this magic and why, honestly, it's such a game changer for AI animation.
But, there's a catch. Making an image twitch for a second or two, that's one thing. But making it move smoothly, realistically for a whole minute, that's a completely different ballgame. It's basically the difference between a little flipbook and an actual movie. And that has been the huge mountain that AI researchers have been trying to climb.
So let's just break down what the dream is. In the world of AI, they call this human image animation. And the goal, it sounds simple, but it is incredibly ambitious. You take one single picture of a person, you give the AI a sequence of stick figure poses, and what comes out the other side is a lifelike moving video. Sounds simple enough, right? Yeah, not so much. For years, these AI-generated animations have been just stuck, haunted by some pretty big, glaring flaws. So let's pull back the curtain and see what's really been going wrong.
The folks behind UniAnimate, they really pinpointed two main culprits. First, the old way of doing things was, frankly, a mess. You had two different AIs trying to work together, one for how the character looked, another for how it moved, and they were just constantly getting in each other's way. And second, these models could only make these tiny 1-second-long clips. I mean, blink and you'd miss it.
So what happens when you have those two big problems? You get a total mess. Faces warp, limbs get all distorted, and when you try to stitch those little 1-second clips together, it's just a jerky, disjointed nightmare. The whole illusion of life just shatters. And hey, don't just take my word for it. The researchers themselves said it perfectly. They found that the older methods led to non-smooth transitions and appearance inconsistencies. In other words, the magic trick was failing, right in front of everyone.
But what if there was a better way? And that's where UniAnimate comes in. It's the hero of our story today. This is a brand new approach built from the ground up to solve those two big problems, the clunky models and the super short videos.
So what's UniAnimate's secret weapon? It's all about unity. Instead of a bunch of different AIs all jumbled together, it uses one single, powerful, unified model to handle everything. And that one simple idea, it turns out, is the key to unlocking these long, smooth, and just stunningly realistic animations.
All right, it is time to pop the hood and see what really makes this thing tick. We're going to look at the 3 key ingredients in UniAnimate's secret sauce. These are the innovations that set it apart from everything that came before it.
So here are the 3 big ideas. First, a unified model that keeps everything in perfect sync. Second, a pretty clever trick for feeding the AI information. And third, a super efficient new engine called the Temporal Mamba. Let's break down what each of these really means.
Okay, let's start with that unified model. Imagine you're making a cartoon, right? With the old method, you'd have one artist drawing the characters and a totally different artist animating them. It's so easy for things to get lost in translation. UniAnimate is like having one master artist who does both, making sure the character always looks and moves exactly the way they're supposed to.
And you can see the difference right here. Look at the left side. That's the old, clunky way with 2 separate AIs. Now look to the right. That's UniAnimate's elegant, unified model. By keeping everything in one place, it's not just simpler, it's smarter and way, way more efficient. So that's how it keeps the character looking right. But what about that short video problem? Well, this is where things get really clever. Think of it like a relay race. To make a long video, UniAnimate finishes one short clip and then passes the very last frame, like a baton, to the next clip, which uses it as its starting point. It's a perfect handoff, every single time. And by running this little relay race over and over, UniAnimate can string together a completely seamless animation that's over a minute long. That is a massive increase from those 1-second clips of the past. It's like going from a sprint to a marathon.
Okay, and the final piece of the puzzle is the engine. The old models used an engine that was kind of like a gas-guzzling muscle car. Sure, it was powerful, but it burned through computer memory like crazy. The longer the video, the more fuel it needed, until it just ran out of gas. UniAnimate uses a sleek, new electric engine. It's just as powerful, but it's incredibly efficient, which lets it go on for miles and miles without ever running out of juice.
So we've talked the talk. Now let's see if UniAnimate can actually walk the walk. It is time for a showdown. We're going to put it head-to-head with the competition and see how it stacks up, using both cold, hard data and, our own two eyes.
First up, let's look at the numbers. This chart here, it shows a score that's kind of like a grade for AI videos. And the important thing to know is, the lower the score, the more realistic the video is. And as you can see, UniAnimate is at the top of the class, with a score that is significantly better than everybody else.
But, numbers only tell half the story. Let's just look at the evidence. On the left, that's a competitor's attempt. See how the face gets all glitchy and distorted? Now look at the UniAnimate result on the right. It is clean, it's stable, and it looks just like the person. I mean, the difference is night and day. But honestly, the ultimate test isn't what some algorithm thinks, it's what we think. And when real people were asked to judge which animation looks smoother and more believable, they chose UniAnimate a whopping 91% of the time. That's a landslide. The people have spoken. Okay, so UniAnimate can make some seriously impressive dancing videos. But you might be thinking, so what, right? Why should you actually care about this? Well, the bigger picture here is about to get really, really interesting.
And here's where things get really exciting. UniAnimate is kind of like a universal translator. It was trained on realistic human videos, but as you can see here, it can perfectly animate a cartoon character that it has never, ever seen before. This means the technology isn't just a one-trick pony. It is an absolute creative powerhouse.
And that opens up a whole world of possibilities that's going to touch every part of our digital lives. I mean, imagine your virtual avatar in a work meeting actually looking and moving just like you. Or movies with stunning special effects created in a fraction of the time. Or even trying on clothes virtually before you buy them. This isn't just about animation. This is about totally revolutionizing how we interact with the digital world.
So yeah, this is so much more than just a cool new toy. It's a profound shift in our relationship with the digital world. We now have the power to breathe life into literally any image, which gives us the power to create, but also to deceive. So the real question we have to ask isn't just what can we create, but what will we become? The future's animated, and now it's up to us to decide what it's going to look like.